A group of children sat silently around a TV, their attention fixed on Teletubbies. Behind them, raised voices from adults could be heard. It is urgent and worried, hinting at something dangerous approaching. When they noticed the kids listening, one adult quickly shut the door to muffle the sound. The children exchanged puzzled looks. Moments later, a woman rushed in, carrying a younger boy. She left him with the others and instructed them to stay in the room no matter what. She closed the door and vanished. Not long after, strange sounds echoed from outside. Heavy thuds, breaking glass, and distant screams. The children froze. One moved toward the door, trying to understand what was happening. He tried to call his father, but he heard pounding from the other side. Suddenly, the door gave way, and a swarm of people burst in. They are infected people with the raging virus. The children were caught off guard. The one near the entrance, Jimmy, stood paralyzed as chaos unfolded, then ran. Outside, he saw his mother. She looked unharmed. He ran to her, but spotting danger nearby, she slammed the door shut, locking him out for his own safety. She urged him to run, and behind her, an infected person appeared, killing her. Panicked, Jimmy sprinted upstairs only to find more infected people. The house, once a safe haven, had turned hostile. He pushed through the destruction, eventually escaping into the open. He ran aimlessly until he reached an old church. Inside, by the altar, stood his father. He is a priest. He looks calm and waiting. Jimmy tried to speak, to explain, but his father interrupted. He already knew. He thinks it's Judgment Day. He handed Jimmy a golden cross and told him to hide. As Jimmy obeyed, the doors and windows burst open again. The zombies surged in. Yes! His father, instead of running, faced them, unflinching. Within moments, he was attacked by the infected people. As this is happening, Jimmy hides, clutching the cross tightly. After the zombies leave, Jimmy gets out of where he was hiding and runs off to the wild. The people are affected by the rage virus. The virus spread to the UK and completely devastated it. It was about to spread to Europe, but the British mainland was quarantined to contain the virus. Survivors were left to fend for themselves. 28 years passed. Cities crumbled, nature reclaimed the ruins, and the survivors lived in scattered makeshift outposts. In one of these, a father woke his son, Spike, and told him it was his big day. Outside, others were already working. Men and teens, each working on whatever they could craft, spears, knives, and bows. Spike rose quickly and prepared. Spike packed carefully. His gear included parts for a collapsible bow, a polished dagger, and a small worn Power Ranger figure. Then, in another thought, he decided to put the Power Ranger figure back. He stepped into the kitchen. His father, Jamie, asked if he packed everything he would need. Spike showed him everything he had on him and confirmed. His father, Jamie, served him breakfast, bacon. Seeing his father's plate doesn't have much, Spike puts his bacon on Jamie's plate, but Jamie put it back, telling him it is all yours. As they ate, from elsewhere in the house came a sound. It was his mother waking up. Spike's mother was ill. Jamie entered the room first, Spike trailing behind. She apologized for worrying them and hugged her son, saying her head had been aching since morning. Though she tried to act strong, it was clear the sickness had taken hold.
Spike's not going to school today.
Why not?
To calm herself, she asked Spike to tell her about school. They tried to brush it off, saying there was no school today. She asked if it was the weekend already, and Jamie explained the plan. Spike wouldn't be going to school. They were leaving the mainland. His wife protested, overwhelmed and barely holding herself together. She yelled at him, telling him that Spike is only a baby.
He's a baby!
He's 12.
Jamie told her Spike is already 12 and he is ready. The argument escalated, with Spike's mother getting even angrier. But Jamie had already decided. He left the room without arguing. Spike lingered, offering quiet comfort only he seemed able to give.
What's going on? I'm hot. Why am I feeling so hot?
Before leaving, he wrapped a piece of bacon in a handkerchief and placed it by her side. She was dazed, not fully aware, and asked where he was going. He told her he was heading to school. The simple lie calmed her. She nodded slowly and told him that she loves him. He told her he loves her too before exiting the room.
I love you too, Mum.
When Spike went out to the living room, Sam was waiting. He approached and handed him his first bow. Spike tried it in front of Sam, and he complimented the way Spike held the weapon.
No shake at all. Strong lad.
As Jamie and Spike walked through the village, people emerged to see them off. Some called out encouragement, others simply nodded. A little girl handed Spike a fruit. Everyone cheered as they passed by.
Bring him back safe, yeah?
At the village's edge, where safety ended and danger began, the community leader, Jenny, stepped forward. She told him they all are excited for him, even though she thinks Spike is a bit young for this. It would have been better if he were 14 or 15, but Jamie interrupted, telling her Spike is ready. She then reminded him of the rules of the community. Once they leave, they are allowed to come back. But if they don't, no one is allowed to go and rescue them. They learned this the hard way. Too many had tried, and most never came back.
So once you walk onto that mainland, you're on your own, you understand?
Once they are out to the mainland, they are on their own. They confirmed they understand. Jenny asked the watchman, Aunt, if there was anything out of the ordinary, and Aunt told her everything was quiet.
Nothing. Fully quiet.
All clear.
She then ordered the door to be opened for them, and with that, father and son set out. No guns, only bows and blades. As they walked, Jamie asked Spike about the road they were walking on. Spike told him it was the causeway. It is the only way to the mainland, but they can only walk on it on the low tide. When the tide rises, the road will be covered in water and they will drown. Jamie told him they have 4 hours until the tide rises. He reassures him they can make it. They moved cautiously. They reached a barren landscape, and Jamie told him that this was where they get their fuel from. Spike would work there one day.
You'll be working here one day.
They went up on higher ground and saw a large field ahead of them. Spike is stunned because he lived in the village all his life and had never seen anything like that. Spike thinks if they kept walking, they would reach a place where they wouldn't be able to see the sea.
If we kept walking, we'll get to a place where you can't see the sea.
Jamie thinks there is nothing out there, but Spike is curious about other villages like theirs. Jamie told him they probably don't have anything their villages don't have, and they should stay out of those villages. Then they pressed on, moving further into the forest.
Moving up and down again.
Then they see a shape stirring in the distance. It was a mutated infected, twisted beyond human form. It was erratic, distorted, and grotesque.
Slow.
Jamie then pointed towards it, telling him what to do. If one infected person is around, it means others were also around. Spike was supposed to kill it, and Jamie told him to target the neck. The infected moved awkwardly, thick with mold and slime. Its gray skin sagged, and its body dragged along the ground like something half dead. Then it started feeding on something. Spike drew his bow and fired. The arrow struck its neck.
Send it.
Behind them, another one was approaching. They noticed it, and Jamie fired his bow. More appeared, slowly but increasing in number. Jamie acted fast. Calm and precise, he took them down one by one before they could get too close.
Dad!
But then they saw a child. She is also infected. They didn't shoot at her, and she ran away. Jamie complimented Spike's shot. He asked if he felt good about his first kill, but Spike is clearly disturbed.
Now come on, we got to move. The screaming would have alerted other infected in the area.
Jamie told him that he should feel good and that he is proud of him, but now they should get moving because the sound would alert other infected. Then the WTO keeps moving. They travel deeper into the mainland. In the distance, a herd of deer dashed between the trees. Spike was amused by what he was seeing.
They're amazing.
Further on, they came across an abandoned house. With their bow on hand, they walked to it. An animal running startled them, but it seemed peaceful. It looks like someone has been there and had taken everything, but it is worth searching. They start going through the cabinets, and Jamie finds a frisbee. He enthusiastically showed it to Spike.
What is it?
A frisbee? You never seen a frisbee before?
Then they heard a sound from another room. They cautiously moved to that room. Inside, they found a body hanging upside down by the ankles, dead still, letters carved into his chest. Spike looked away, but Jamie ordered him to look at the body.
Don't look away, Spike.
At that time, the body started to move. It is infected. Jamie's tone turned grave. He reminded Spike that people on the mainland had changed. Some, broken by loss and isolation, became dangerous. The body had been left that way on purpose. It was left for the infected, and now it is also infected. Spike, shocked by the brutality, asked why anyone would do that. Jamie thinks it is a punishment for something.
No.
kill it.
He then told his son to finish the man off before he could fully turn. It wasn't just about survival. They were also showing the man mercy. Spike hesitated briefly. The man twitched and then started to do so aggressively. The rope snapped and the man fell on the ground. At this time, Spike fired a single arrow into the skull, and that ended the man's life. Jamie simply told him he did good before walking away. They moved on through the forest. Ahead, they spotted the remains of a deer, ripped apart, scattered. Spike gets disgusted. At first, it seemed like scavenger work, but then Spike noticed the head hanging high in a tree. That changed everything. It was a sign of an alpha nearby.
Dad?
Alphas were unlike the infected they'd seen before. These were stronger, faster, and smarter, newly evolved. Knowing this, Jamie and Spike turned to leave. Spike asked if they were going back, and Jamie told him he already got his kill. That is what they came for. Spike kept asking, but Jamie told him to stay quiet and leave.
Won't it look like we left here?
Don't talk, Spikey. Just keep your eyes peeled.
They rushed to go back to where they came from, but it was already too late. In the distance, they saw the infected. First one, then many, and Alpha is among them. Jamie led Spike back to the forest, a swarm of infected charging toward them. The infected have an organized movement, and they are fast. Jamie reacted fast. He and Spike needed to keep moving, shooting while running. Stay out of the swarm. Don't get pinned down. But Spike panicked. The fear took over. All his training vanished. He couldn't breathe, and Jamie had to calm him down. The infected closed in fast. There were too many, and in seconds, the plan unraveled into chaos.
Right, two-man drill. Defense!
Jamie kept shooting at them while instructing Spike on how to shoot, but Spike is too scared. They barely made it back to the old house, slamming the door shut behind them as the infected swarmed closer. The infected followed, with Jamie killing them with his arrow. Jamie and Spike scrambled up to the attic, blocking every possible entrance. They looked at the infected growling through a hole. Jamie lay back, exhaustion gnawing at him. Later that night, they looked through the roof and saw an alpha standing in the distance, watching. Jamie told Spike, "Alphas are not like the others. They cannot fight it, especially with the arrows they have. They don't have enough." Scared, Spike asked what they are going to do.
Alphas aren't like the others. Not just bigger, smarter.
Jamie told him their only option is to wait. Spike apologized to Jamie, telling him he was scared to shoot anything. Jamie told him he did good and even better than most adults. Spike is worried because they will miss the low tide, but Jamie reassures him, saying that there will be another one. With no way back to the island and the mainland crawling with danger, they stayed the night. From the attic, Spike noticed a bonfire glowing faintly in the distance. Curious, he asked his father what it was, but Jamie didn't know.
I don't know. I've never been there.
There's it always been.
That night, Spike was hit by a nightmare. It was his mother drowning in darkness. He called his name, reaching out but vanishing before he could help. He woke up shaken, but there was also a real danger in the real world. The weakened floor beneath them gave way suddenly, collapsing part of the attic. They escaped just in time. The close call forced a decision. They needed to return to the island immediately. Fortunately, the tide was low, revealing the narrow path back. Without hesitation, they set out, moving quickly and quietly.
Yeah, let's go. You go first.
As they approached the island, Jamie placed a hand on Spike's shoulder, proud of how his son had handled everything. But their relief didn't last. A sudden explosion of birds from the trees signaled something was wrong. It was the Alpha, charging at full speed, tracking them without pause.
Run!
They ran. Ahead, the gate to the island came into view. They shouted a warning. Watchers on the wall reacted fast, releasing volleys of arrows toward the incoming threat. The arrows were not enough. The Alpha got up again, continuing its pursuit. Spike's legs gave in. Both Jamie and Spike fall on the ground, and the Alpha closes in on them. Then a single flaming arrow is shot to the creature's heart. It brought it down. Direct hit, center mass. The Alpha collapsed, and the threat was over.
We're clean!
Open up, let him in!
Jamie and Spike are led inside. The community welcomed them back with cheers. Spike was celebrated for surviving his first journey beyond the island. Jamie praised his son loudly, retelling the story with pride.
Right for his f***ing neck!
But amid the noise and smiles, Spike's attention shifted. He caught sight of his father slipping away with a woman. He followed them and saw them getting intimate. The moment shattered him. Quietly, he left the celebration and walked home alone, confused and hurt. When he arrived, Sam was in the house. Spike sat with him.
Sure what?
She's better than all right.
He asked how his mother was, and Sam told him she was okay. Spike then opened up. The celebration was a lie because he only killed one infected. He was then scared. He shared what he had seen outside the village.
It feels like he's lying.
So what did happen out there?
What caught Sam's attention was the bonfire. When he mentioned it, Sam's expression changed. He then spoke of a man named Dr. Ian Kelson. Once a brilliant doctor, Kelson had gone off the grid years ago, retreating from society entirely. If that fire was burning, it meant Kelson might still be alive. Spike asked more about the doctor because there were no doctors left, but Sam refused to say more.
What's so special about the fire?
If your dad doesn't want to talk about it, I don't think I should.
The next day, Jamie returned home drunk. Tired of silence and secrets, Spike confronted him, accusing him of hiding the truth about the doctor.
Why didn't you tell us there was a doctor that could see Mom?
Doctor?
Cornered, Jamie finally confessed. Years ago, during a mission on the mainland, he had found the doctor. The man was surrounded by corpses, each of them burning.
I've never seen anything like it.
He was unaffected by the horror. He simply waved at them. The scene had unsettled Jamie so deeply that he and his group had decided never to return. He believed forgetting was safer.
And in 15 years, none of us have been back.
Spike asked what is wrong with his mother, but Jamie doesn't know. Spike thinks she is dying. Seeing Jamie doesn't want to discuss this, Spike got angry. He asked if he was going to be with Rosie when his mother died. This triggered Jamie.
What would her Davy think about
I said, watch your bloody mouth!
Spike went to his mother and Jamie followed him. Spike pulled a knife. Jamie, stronger and faster, disarmed him instantly. Yet instead of punishing him, he handed the knife back in silence, then left the house furious. That night, Spike set the community supply store ablaze. People rushed to put out the fire, carrying water in a bucket.
Keep your eyes on the horizon and stay on that siren!
The smoke and confusion gave him cover to escape with his mother. They slipped away unnoticed, heading toward the mainland. Isla, frail and disoriented, grew frightened as she realized where they were. Spike reassured her. They were going to find the doctor, and everything would be okay.
I want to see a doctor.
What doctor?
A real doctor.
No.
By nightfall, they stopped in a wooded area and set up a makeshift camp. They talked as they lay down. He then told her to sleep, and he would keep watch.
You should get some sleep.
But Spike started dozing off. As Spike slept, an infected, long, twisted creature crawling like a giant worm crept toward him. Just before it could strike, someone killed him. Spike found himself next to Isla the next day.
What happened?
Neither Isla nor Spike has any recollection of the person who killed the infected, but seeing the corpse, Isla had a flashback of her killing it. Elsewhere on the mainland, a squad of soldiers was under attack, and Alpha led the charge. One by one, the soldiers were overwhelmed. Only one made it out alive, wounded, shaken, and alone. In another part of the forest, a different group of infected stood still in a river, moving slowly. Among them was a visibly pregnant woman. Spike and Isla continued across the mainland. Her condition, still unclear, wore her down. At times, she drifted into hallucinations, remembering fragments of her past, especially memories of her father. Spike noticed her nose bleeding, and he wiped the blood off. He then spotted another infected walking across them, thin and broken-looking. He fired without hesitation, but the sound of the body hitting the ground alerted others nearby. A small group began chasing them.
Come on, Mom.
Desperate, Spike and Isla ducked into a rotting, abandoned gas station filled with trapped fumes. Breathing was hard. The infected closed in. Just as they were about to breach the station, the lone soldier arrived and he fired a gun. The gas made fire, burning the infected before they could reach Spike and Isla. When they went out, they found the man who saved them. He introduced himself as Eric. He is paranoid. He saved them, thinking they were native and would help them. He wants to keep going, but Spike is not going to leave his mother.
I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna leave.
Well, you can go. I'm not leaving her.
They kept moving in the forest. Eric carried Isla on his back. Eric told Spike his team had wrecked offshore when rough waves destroyed their boat. He made it to land, but his message was grim. Once on the island, there was no return.
8 of us made it to land. Now I'm the only one left.
Then they sit to rest and eat. Eric showed Spike a picture on his phone, but the phone died and Eric angrily threw it away.
Don't look up with Felix.
When they walked again, Isla slowly regained some strength. She walked on her own, but something caught her attention, a strange sound. It pulled her toward an old train, overgrown and nearly swallowed by trees. Inside, she found something she never expected, the pregnant infected. She is in labor. Without hesitation, Isla stepped in to help the infected woman give birth. The delivery went smoothly. The newborn was healthy.
What are you doing? Drop her!
For a moment, hope stirred, but as soon as the mother sat up, she lunged forward, her instincts triggered instantly. Eric reacted without delay. Then Eric turned to Isla and demanded she abandon the child, calling it a threat. But Isla refused, shielding the baby, convinced it posed no danger.
She doesn't look infected.
She's not infected.
If you don't put it on the ground right now, I'll kill you!
Before anything more could be said, an alpha burst from the trees and tore Eric apart in a flash. Spike and Isla fled immediately, the creature closing in fast. Just when they were about to be caught, Dr. Kelson appeared. He fired a dart from a blowpipe laced with something, hitting the alpha directly. The creature stopped, sedated.
Morphine, xylazine. It's extremely fast acting.
Kelson quickly retrieved Eric's head. When Spike learns the person was Dr. Kelson, he introduces his name and tells him they need his help. Dr. Kelson led them deep into the woods. Then they see something unlike anything they'd seen. Rings of bone totems and a massive pyramid built entirely of skulls.
Every skull is a set of thoughts.
After cremating Eric's remains, he handed the skull to Spike, instructing him to place it in the pyramid. Spike, still numb, followed the instruction without speaking. Kelson then turned to the baby. Spike told him the baby is not infected, and Dr. Kelson, mesmerized, told Spike the placenta had shielded it completely. A major discovery, but the baby needs milk to survive.
Water will keep her alive for a few days at most.
Later, the doctor examined Isla. His expression hardened. After several quiet moments, he shared the diagnosis. Her illness had progressed beyond help. There is an aggressive, widespread cancer. It might have started in the brain or spread there. Her body was deteriorating. There was no cure or no treatment. The damage was irreversible.
Either way, it has metastasized.
Spike pleaded with Kelson to find a way, anything to save her. But Oyla already knew. She had felt it for some time. She accepted the truth without fear. Spike cried and she hugged him, attempting to calm him down. She then hands Spike the baby. Dr. Kelson walks towards him. He started telling him there are ways to face the end without pain or prolonged suffering. That's why Dr. Kelson was there, to ensure Isla's final moments would be peaceful, not agonizing. He then administered euthanasia. Isla passed without fear. Spike wasn't there to witness it. He stayed behind with the baby. Shortly after, Kelson handed him Isla's skull. Spike took it and climbed up the pyramid. He then placed it atop the pyramid of bones. He whispers he loves her before going down.
Love you, Mom.
At dawn, peace was broken. The Alpha returned, out of control. Dr. Kelson took Spike and hid underground, but the Alpha catches Dr. Kelson. Spike reacted instantly. He seized a sedative, drove it into the creature, and brought it down before it could strike. He had saved Kelson's life. Grateful, Kelson looked at Spike and told him it was time to move on. Spike starts his journey back. 28 days had passed. He reached the gates of the island community. At the gate, he left the child with a note. He told his father not to look for him. He told him to take care of the baby. He also left the baby's name on the note, Isla, after his mother.
Her name is Isla.
Across the water, Jamie tried to reach his son. The tide was too high, impossible to cross. He shouted across the divide, desperate to reach Spike, but his voice was drowned by waves. His son was already gone. Out in the wild, Spike was alone, cooking fish over a small flame when danger reappeared. A single infected crept toward him. He dispatched it quickly. More start to appear, and Spike keeps shooting. Then someone appears and compliments his kill.
Wonderful shot.
Then more infected followed. He was on the verge of being overrun, with nowhere left to run. The man and others with him stepped in. After killing the infected, the man introduced himself. It was Jimmy, the boy from the beginning, now grown and leading a new community. He wore his father's crucifix turned upside down. He acknowledged Spike's survival and offered him a place among his people.